Hey guys, it's Brian. Welcome to the Awards Contender. Welcome to my 2016 series. We are talking about supporting actor, supporting actress, actor, actress, and picture for 2016. And I thought I would make it fun this year. Bring on some guests. Today we are talking Best Supporting Actor and Mahershala Ali's big win for Moonlight. I'm thrilled to welcome Jonathan Fujii today on the Awards Contender. How are we doing, Jonathan?
I'm good. Thank you so much for having me. Whenever I get invited back, I always think I passed the test. Like they didn't hate me. The audience didn't hate me. So thank you for having me back. Glad to be here.
But as we'll talk about, Jonathan, this was an exciting race. It's not like Mahershala Ali just swept the season from the Globes to BAFTA and stuff. He only won Critics' Choice and SAG. We had kind of a chaotic race. I think by the night, most people assumed it would be Mahershala Ali. You know, you could argue a couple of these guys were in second place, but there wasn't much of a narrative for anyone else. Mahershala Ali just made sense. So let's begin with the other nominees before we talk about Mahershala Ali. We will start with who I thought was the least likely to win and kind of work our way toward Ali. So we begin with Michael Shannon, Nocturnal Animals.
It's a question of how serious you are about seeing justice done. You get me?
So this is the 2016 Tom Ford film starring Jake Gyllenhaal and Amy Adams. I had not seen this in a long time. And Michael Shannon plays Bobby, the terminally ill West Texas detective who helps out Jake Gyllenhaal's character crack this case. Like, what happens? Who murdered, raped his wife and daughter? So before we get to Shannon, what is your take on Nocturnal Animals, Jonathan? Do you like this movie?
Yeah, so because you're much more diligent than I am, I didn't have a chance to rewatch some of these.
Oh, that's fine, yeah.
However, when I did see Nocturnal Animals, I remember kind of loving it.
Yeah.
Like, I really, it sounds weird to say enjoyed considering what the movie is, but I did really enjoy. I thought it was very well done. I thought the performances were all good. I thought how the story unfolded, again, from what I remember, it's been a while. I really enjoyed it. And I know Tom Ford has only made two, a third one upcoming.
Third is coming.
I'm genuinely surprised. I remember when I first watched it, I was like, surely this isn't the Tom Ford, right? I was like, there's no,
yes.
Is this like a side hustle of his? How can he do that? And then he has an eye, which makes sense, at least visually, considering of what he does. I think it definitely plays into a factor. So I thought I liked it.
Yeah, this movie has some haters, and rewatching it, it is flawed. It's a little bit chaotic, messy, all over the place. It's an imperfect movie. But I just find the work of Tom Ford so fascinating. His first movie, A Single Man, that was my favorite film of 2009. I love that movie. This is not in that league, but I like movies about writers, the way he plays with writing and fiction and like parallel stories, and how like the writer himself plays into the story with Amy Adams and how it all ends. I think it's a really fascinating movie. And Nocturnal Animals, it came out near the end of the year. It was an awards contender. It could have gotten in two more categories. It only gets in the Best Supporting Actor, Michael Shannon. Do you agree with that nomination? Do you think he deserved that?
I don't really have a strong feeling either way. I'm sure we're going to get to it, but Nocturnal Animals supporting actor category is like, what the hell's going on here? Like, it is so strange. Like, Aaron Taylor Johnson gets nominated at Globes and wins. He just wins. He beats Mahershala Ali. He beats Hell or High Water. Like, he just wins. And it's like, oh, okay. So I guess we're doing that. I mean, Aaron Taylor Johnson not exactly plays a good guy in the movie, which I think we have seen sometimes hurts you, sometimes can make you more memorable. But Michael Shannon, I think it's a good performance. I don't feel too strongly either way. How about you?
Yeah, so watching the movie again, Michael Shannon makes more sense to me because he has more of a presence in the movie. Mm-hmm. Aaron Taylor Johnson has one dynamite scene near the beginning, like where they, swarm the car and stuff. It's a good 5 to 7 minutes long. And then he disappears. You don't see him for a long time.
Yeah.
The middle of the movie, it's a lot of Michael Shannon. And he has a lot to play. Like, he's a chain smoker. His character is dying of cancer. And he's like, I don't care. We want to find these guys. I will do whatever it takes. And like, he's very sweaty near the end. It's like, it's a really good performance. I was waiting for him to have that big, like, crazy moment the way he does in his other Oscar nominated performance in Revolutionary Road. It never fully comes. He doesn't have a key scene in the movie where it's like, oh, obvious. Like obviously he got in over Aaron Taylor Johnson.
Yeah.
So I think this was a matter of, we're trying to fill up the category. I do think he's in 5th place. And awards voters that season, they didn't know what the hell to do with Nocturnal Animals. Because, as you said, the beginning of the season, the Golden Globes, Aaron Taylor Johnson wins Best Supporting Actor. Emma Stone, Jonathan, when she announces this, she announces it in a very surprised tone. She says, Aaron Taylor Johnson, Nocturnal Animals.
Aaron Taylor Johnson, Nocturnal Animals.
Like, nobody in the room, I think, really expected that. The nomination was the win for him.
Yeah.
So that was odd. And his speech is kind of awkward. There's a lot of, like, pauses and silence in his speech. I watched it a few hours ago. And so we're all like, oh, is he going to be a front runner now in supporting actor? He gets one other big nomination. He is nominated at BAFTA, not Michael Shannon. Yeah, he's nominated at BAFTA.
Oh, okay.
Shannon gets in at Critics' Choice and nothing else until the Oscars. Isn't that wild?
Oh.
I think the person who barely missed the Oscar nomination for supporting actor is Hugh Grant for Florence Foster Jenkins. He is nominated at SAG and BAFTA. And Meryl Streep gets the Oscar nomination for Best Actress. I think Hugh Grant was right there. And Michael Shannon beat him out with a film that's only nominated there with only a Critics' Choice nomination. So, I mean, good on you, Michael Shannon. Like, he could have easily missed there.
Yeah. Yeah. SAG BAFTA combo. It's always hard to predict against that. It's just always hard. But I do feel like, I don't have the stats with me, but I feel like every year there's usually someone's like, you get a Critics' Choice like lone acting nomination, and then you like pop up. Like, I remember America Ferrera was like that in Barbie. I remember Brian Tyree Henry in Causeway was like that happens a little bit more than I would think. And I haven't seen Florence Foster Jenkins, so I don't know. Maybe if I saw that, I'd be like, get my guy Hugh Grant in there, Oompa Loompa, Wonka.
That's right.
But yeah, tough beat.
Michael Shannon, I think there was just maybe more respect for him as an actor and respect for the film Nocturnal Animals. There was probably the thinking, like let's give it something. Yeah. It's kind of a swing from Tom Ford. It's an end of the year movie. We'll nominate it in supporting actor for Michael Shannon. Aaron Taylor Johnson, I just don't know, like, does he have as much respect as Michael Shannon when it comes to Academy voters? Were they going to go for that performance? It kind of makes sense to me why they chose Shannon.
Yeah. Yeah. Usually, not all the time, the vet gets the nod. If there's like a younger performer, even if they're a little bit more, I don't even really know if showy is the right word, but even if they are a bit more like memorable, if there's a vet, they usually get kind of leapt over. So happens.
But if you were going into Oscar nominations morning and predicting supporting actor and Nocturnal Animals, Aaron Taylor Johnson with a Golden Globe win and a BAFTA nomination, I would have gone with him over Shannon, right? So that's interesting.
Yeah, totally.
So that's just, it's very rare that someone wins the Golden Globe in an acting category and then is not really, a force the rest of the season, does not get in at the Oscars. That is a rarity. But yeah, it's like, how did Mahershala Ali not win at the Globes? Like Moonlight, it wins picture drama there, right? La La Land wins comedy musical. Like, why did they go with Aaron Taylor Johnson? That is a mystery to me.
Globes were just peak weird Globes energy especially during that time. So I don't know.
But even though this was Michael Shannon's second Oscar nomination, 8 years after Revolutionary Road, he didn't have a chance to win. The film was just not strong enough. It was the only nomination. As we found out with Amy Madigan, like sometimes you can win being a lone nominee, but it's pretty rare. and it wasn't going to happen for Michael Shannon. Next up is Jeff Bridges, Hell or High Water.
I don't got no pump jacks in their backyard.
I didn't kill your friend.
Yes, you did. By setting this thing in motion.
So Hell or High Water comes out in the late summer of 2016. Jeff Bridges plays Marcus, a grizzled Texas Ranger, on the hunt for these two guys who are robbing banks. What a fantastic performance by Jeff Bridges in this movie. I think if he wasn't just so lauded throughout the decades with so many nominations, we've already given him an Oscar win for Crazy Hearts. He might have been more of a force for this movie, Jonathan. It's in Best Picture. It's a well-liked film.
Yep.
It's kind of a genre movie. It's got action in it and stuff. It's not the kind of movie that's going to win Best Picture and stuff. But if we give this movie one prize, Jeff Bridges makes sense to me. What are your thoughts on his performance and Hell or High Water?
I thought it was solid.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was solid. I do like how, I guess, kind of how gritty or real it is. It feels very grounded. I feel like with some of these heist bank robber type movies, it can feel very cinematic, almost like they're purposefully building this up in a way where you're almost conscious that yes, it is a movie. They're trying to make it really exciting. This is just, they kind of just show it. They just do it, which I know sounds stupid, but so I do respect that. I thought Jeff Bridges was almost the most real feeling performance in the movie. He was the one, to me, that felt the most just he's not an actor playing a character. That just was him. Now, there is a case for Ben Foster, I thought was also excellent. And because he is more wild, I guess, I could see that, taking place as well. But Jeff Bridges overall, I thought was great. He never lets me down in a movie. I feel safe when I see him on screen. So the performance I thought was great.
Yeah, he has such presence in everything he's in, but especially in Hell or High Water, he really stands out in that cast. And that scene near the end, spoiler alerts, when his partner gets shot in the head, Jeff Bridges in that part is on another level. His absolute crazed intent to kill the Ben Foster character. I love that scene.
Yeah.
And just when he's chilling in that that motel room, and he's mad about what his partner is watching on TV. He's change it. The movie allows so many of these beautiful little moments with the characters. It's not just a genre movie. Let's get to the next robbery scene. It's really about the characters. That's why I think this movie is fantastic. And I mean, I'd give it a 9 out of 10. I really love this film. And I love how tight it is. It could have been 2 hours and 10 minutes.
Yeah.
But it's you watch it and it's well, what's missing? Nothing really. You get everything you need in that movie. So I'm really happy he got the Oscar nomination. Ben Foster would have been a great nominee too. We have another situation here, kind of like Nocturnal Animals in two ways. One, they go with the veteran, right? They go with Michael Shannon over Aaron Taylor Johnson. They go with Jeff Bridges, the more veteran actor, in this case too, over Ben Foster. And Foster won a major prize for Best Supporting Actor. Did you know that, Jonathan? He won the Film Independent Spirit Award for Best Supporting Actor. Ben Foster.
Oh, hey.
Jeff Bridges is not nominated at Film Independent Spirit. Foster wins and has a speech. It's on YouTube. You can watch it. Wow. We have another case of someone not nominated at the Oscars who wins a major prize, and then someone else from the movie gets the nomination at the Oscars. This is interesting, right?
Dang, yeah, they must have been feeling a certain way, the Academy, that year. They're just we're not going with any of them.
We're not going with the younger guys who play more crazed individuals. That's something similar between Taylor Johnson and Ben Foster. We're going to go with the more stable, older actors.
I do wonder, you kind of brought it up, if Jeff Bridges hadn't won for Crazy Heart, I don't think he would have won this Oscar, because I think, knowing what we know now, Mahershala Ali, but the narrative case for him, I think, would have been very strong. Yeah. And I still don't think it would have been enough, but who knows? But I think that is interesting to think about.
Yeah, I mean, like one of my main reasons why I don't think Bridges had a shot was that, as you said, he had no narrative. It's like, well, he's won before. It's like, do we give him another one for this movie? I don't know.
Yeah, I think we have definitely learned the past few years, and maybe just for the century, really, like we are human beings. People want like a reason to vote for someone. Like they want to feel good about it. They want a real reason to do that. And with Jeff Bridges, as much as you love him, like there's almost like no real reason to vote for him unless you really just think he gave like the single greatest performance out of that category, which sometimes isn't enough.
Yeah, the other thing with him, I feel like this was a performance from Jeff Bridges we had kind of seen variations of before. True Grit is an example. Like there's elements of his performance in True Grit, also in Hell or High Water. It's not like it was some sort of physical transformation, something just mind-blowing. 2016, Jeff Bridges gives us something, a performance we've never seen from him in a kind of movie maybe he's not typically identified with. Mm-hmm. That wasn't the case. It was a great performance that everyone really liked. We get him in, but like he's not going to win for that. But I'm happy he's there.
Yeah, love to see him.
All right, now we have Lucas Hedges, Manchester by the Sea.
I think we should go to the hospital. I don't know anything about this. I just don't like it being in the freezer.
So in Manchester by the Sea, Lucas Hedges, kind of a newcomer at that time. He'd been in a few things, but this was like his true breakthrough. 2016, he plays Patrick, a 16-year-old whose father dies of a heart condition, and now his uncle, played by Casey Affleck, is looking after him, may or may not be his guardian for the next few months before he turns 18. What are our thoughts on Manchester by the Sea and Lucas Hedges, Jonathan?
I love this movie.
It's so good.
All caps, LOVE. Love this movie.
Mm-hmm.
This movie is just I think about it like once a month at least. It is so lodged in my brain. I think it is the acting in this movie. It is incredible.
Wow.
Everyone decided to become Michael Jordan in this movie. Like everyone. Casey Affleck, Michelle Williams, Lucas Hedges. It is amazing. Yes, this movie is completely devastating. Some of the hardest to imagine a human being going through, but there are a lot of moments of levity also, kind of a weird sense of humor about this. I think the script, which it won the Oscar for, was incredible. Obviously Casey Affleck won. If people agree that Manchester by the Sea was third in Best Picture and it was Moonlight, La La Land, Manchester by the Sea, if people agree with that, that is one of my favorite top threes ever. Ever. So I love Manchester by the Sea, and Lucas Hedges is amazing as well. So I know apparently Timothée Chalamet was up for this role too.
Oh,
as much as I love Chalamet, as much as I love him, Lucas Hedges, this is the right role for him.
Oh yeah, he fits this role like a glove. I had not seen this in 10 years, and just oh my god, as you said, devastating. It's such a sad film. It does have moments of humor. I love that, the acting in this, it's never over the top, saccharine. It could really go big, and Casey Affleck screaming in scenes and just all of his, his bad luck and his kids dying and, horrendous dad he's been and losing the Michelle Williams character to another guy and just like him not being able to move on and grow in his life. Like, I mean, as we'll get to in the Best Actor video, like Casey Affleck, I mean, that might be the best performance of the 2010s that won in Best Actor. I think Casey Affleck. Wow.
I stand right there with you. I completely agree. I agree with everything you just said. In the hands of another, either writer or director or both. That scene with Casey Affleck and Michelle Williams where they meet kind of towards the end would be so like ham-fisted. Exactly. Everyone, but instead how it's done, it is some of the best acting you've ever seen in your life. It is amazing. I love it.
That's the scene that got Michelle Williams the Oscar nomination. I forgot how little of it she's in. I looked after the movie was over. She's in 11 minutes of the film. It's 2 hours and 15 minutes long.
Crazy.
There's like long stretches of that film. You never see her. You never hear of her. And then she's got that one incredible moment at the end. That got her the nomination. Lucas Hedges is in a ton of this movie, Jonathan. He could have gone lead. He's in that much of it.
Totally.
I'm like, he never would have been nominated if they had put him in lead. So this is a case where it's just like, if we're going to get him in, supporting makes more sense. Casey Affleck's character is the clear lead of the film. So it wouldn't be right to have Hedges like trying to get votes there. So he's in supporting actor. He's younger. Oftentimes, even if you're in a lot of the film, if you're younger, like they'll put you in supporting actor or supporting actress. He is just so natural in this movie. There is this one incredible moment I had forgotten about where he's like scared to look in the freezer to get the chicken because he knows his father is in a freezer. They're waiting until spring to bury him, and he just starts crying. He runs out of the room. Yeah. We don't have the camera shoved in his face. He's kind of like off to the side, runs up the stairs, and it's like that to me. That's one of his great scenes in the film.
Totally, yeah, and it's really, he kind of gives the whole range of it, because if there's that scene there, and there's other scenes where he's talking about like having 2 girlfriends and like he's in a band and like how much he loves it and everything like that. So which is like kind of hilarious, and he really fits like the Boston like area well, which I don't believe he's from there at all. So I just think he is excellent, and usually I would be concerned with an actor of his age getting nominated. I just will always have that concern, especially from a supporting actor compared to, obviously how they view like women and everything like that. But to me, it's just one of those cases where if you love Manchester by the Sea, if you like that movie, I don't really see how you wouldn't also respond to Lucas Hedges' performance as well. So I think everyone in this movie is incredible.
Yeah. Especially because Manchester by the Sea does so well. It wins Best Original Screenplay, as you said. It wins Best Actor. It's in Picture. I do think it's maybe in 3rd place. It's right up there.
Yeah.
Imagine if Faye Dunaway and Warren Beatty had gotten the Best Actor envelope, Jonathan. And Faye Dunaway, with a big old grin on her face, said, Manchester by the Sea. We would have gone nuts. Imagine that.
Yeah. Gosh, I all these scenarios.
My favorite scenario there, Jonathan, I have to say, best makeup and hairstyling went to Suicide Squad. What if they got the makeup envelope and and Faye Dunaway had said Suicide Squad? What did they do in that scenario? Is my question. What do you think?
It'd be the funniest moment of all time. That would be so funny.
But yeah, Manchester by the Sea, very beloved film that year. Premieres at Sundance in January. Imagine seeing that at Sundance, being like, holy shit, like that's going to go places. Yeah. Amazon takes it on and gets into actor, supporting actress, supporting actor. Actor made the most sense, as we'll talk about in the weeks to come. Like, that's where it was going to win. And acting category, Lucas Hedges just had no shot in hell. He was too young. First nomination. Because it's not a showy performance. Like, Michelle Williams has the showy emotional moment, like her face right there on camera. Hedges doesn't really have that ever in the movie, even though he has some really nice emotional beats. I think the nomination for him was the win.
Yeah, the nomination was totally the win. It was like a recognition of like, well, like you made it. Like you're in the club now. Yeah. And then obviously he would go on to be in Lady Bird, and then he has his own
Boy Erased.
Boy Erased. And then he kind of went away to do a lot of theater, but it feels like he's slowly coming back. Yep. So he's set. He's set.
And the other thing why he didn't win is it's hard to win when you're young. When you're like 21 and under, especially for males in both actor and supporting actor. Isn't like the youngest person to win in supporting actor still Timothy Hutton for Ordinary People, 1980? It's hard, even in supporting actor, to win the Oscar if you're younger. So it was an uphill battle for him, Lucas Hedges. Okay, next up is Dev Patel, Lion.
You lived here?
Yes, I used to live here. I'm looking for Guru, Kalu, Shakila, my mother.
So Lion comes out at the end of the year. Dev Patel plays the older version of Saru. He sets out to find his biological family. This is a film I had seen once, many, many years ago. I really didn't remember this one, Jonathan. I remembered Nicole Kidman having a horrible, like, red wig, and that was about it.
Yeah.
And so watching this again the other night, this is probably my least favorite of the 5 we're talking about. It's very slow. It takes a while to kind of get going. And once you realize like what the story is all about, it starts to work. And I think the last 30 minutes like have a really nice emotional pull. And Dev Patel is an actor I have adored since Slumdog Millionaire. I think he is fantastic. And I'm so happy he's an Oscar nominee. I'm so happy he won the BAFTA award, Jonathan, for this. For Lion, Dev Patel won Best Supporting Actor at BAFTA. What do we think of this film and his performance in it?
Yeah, so I've only seen this once also. So I haven't seen it in a while. To me, from what I remember, I'm kind of like you. I like this movie.
Yeah,
I certainly don't love it in a weird way. And obviously I know the true story, and I hope this doesn't sound disrespectful, but this is kind of like Oscar bait back then.
Oh yeah.
but good still. Like, yeah. But good. We've seen Oscar bait that is just terrible, much even if worse, they do get nominated. Yeah, there's much worse Oscar bait films than this one. So that is honestly kind of how I view it. However, also, like you said, there are some actors where even though they are successful and they're very talented, you still think to yourself, like, man, they can, like, why aren't they even bigger? That's how I feel about Dev Patel.
Yeah.
Which is crazy because obviously you said he won the BAFTA. He's an Oscar nominee. To me, he can be in like almost any genre. Like I can see him being in a rom-com. He just did Monkey Man, which is an action movie, which he's fantastic in. He's in this. I think he can lead like more quote unquote like awards prestige films. Like he could be James Bond. I just think he could.
He would be great as James Bond. I would love that.
Fantastic as James Bond. It'll never happen, but I think he'd be fantastic. But I totally agree. I think he is a very talented actor that should be put in more things, unless it's a conscious decision by him, which fair enough. But yeah, I like this performance. I think he's great in it. He does what he needs to do. It's still not one that sticks with me the way that some of the others have. But like this is still like a very worthy performance. It's still worthy.
Yeah, he's wonderful in this. He's not in the first like 40 to 50 minutes. You have the younger version of his character, and then we have Dev Patel. It's really like it's really his final few scenes in the movie where he gets to emote, that moment where he's reunited with his mother, his biological mother. I think that is like his key scene in the film, like where he really does a fantastic job. Yeah. And it's one of those performances. It's not going to stick with you forever in a way that maybe a couple others we're talking about in this video. But Dev Patel, he's so talented. He deserved like an Oscar nomination at some point. I thought he was worthy for Slumdog Millionaire. I thought he was great in that. Yeah. And so it finally happens for Lion. And like he's kind of a factor during award season. He's nominated pretty much everywhere. And then he wins at BAFTA. Like, what do you think of that BAFTA win?
Yeah, it's pretty surprising. Pretty surprising. Even looking back on it now, like knowing everything, I'm still like, wow. Dev Patel for Lion like won the BAFTA. That is pretty shocking. And I usually don't use the reason of like, oh, like home field advantage, if he's kind of British or whichever, then you win. Like I find that sometimes pretty lazy. Maybe this is the case. Like maybe it is. I don't know. But it's I guess I just don't really know the reasoning for it, but I'm like happy it happened, I guess. Like, good for him.
What makes this win for Dev Patel so interesting is that Mahershala Ali, he's nominated at the Globes, doesn't win. He's nominated at BAFTA, doesn't win. It's not like Mahershala Ali isn't there, just like somehow like BAFTA voters didn't go for Moonlight or something. He's there. It's like, wow, like we give this prize to Dev Patel over Mahershala Ali. We get to the Oscars. Would we say that Dev Patel is in second place, do you think? Like, who's in second place to beat Ali if someone overtook him?
Gosh, so weird. I mean, I guess I would say Dev Patel. I really do value BAFTA wins. Lion was in Best Picture.
Mm-hmm.
I don't believe it's Michael Shannon. Jeff Bridges didn't win anything.
It's not Hedges, I don't think.
It's not
unless
Lucas
the movie
Hedges.
is like really like
I mean, you
so
can
much
make
acclaim. Maybe Hedges.
you
edges
could
out
make
Patel.
a case just because of what Manchester by the Sea won, like winning Best Actor and Screenplay. That's a good package. So maybe you could make a case, but a BAFTA win, I will just say you're second. I'll just say you're second.
Yeah. And like it's also the final major film from the Weinstein Company. Harvey Weinstein is behind Lion. That final award season before Me Too happens in 2017 and he goes down. When Dev Patel wins the BAFTA, he thanks Harvey Weinstein and they cut to Harvey for like 8-10 seconds. He's just sitting there all smiling in the audience. That's the last time. That's the last time we ever had the Harvey Weinstein thank you from the stage, cut to Harvey in the audience looking all happy. That's the final time. Dev Patel.
Tough beat for my guy, Dev Patel. Tough beat for Dev Patel to have that legacy on him, but
so I like that was like the major film that year that the Weinstein Company was behind. Maybe behind the scenes they were trying to drum up votes for Patel and supporting actor at the Oscars. I think Patel probably is in second if I had to make an educated guess. I just think there were some factors against him. His film doesn't win anything that year. Like it's in picture, it's in supporting actress for Nicole Kidman, which is, as we'll talk about in the supporting actress video, that is a nomination that did not need to happen. She does not do very much in that movie. And I think there was some confusion, Jonathan, like, is he lead or supporting for this? He's in enough of it. He could have gone lead. But it's kind of like with Lucas Hedges. It's like, I don't think he would have made the final 5 an actor. He had to go supporting because he's not a part of the first like 40 minutes. Like that would have been weird. Yeah. But I do think there was a little confusion there. He's kind of on the cusp. He's kind of between there. And it being his first nomination, Dev Patel is not overdue or anything. There's no narrative there. So he just couldn't win, sadly. And finally, the winner of Best Supporting Actor at the Oscars that year, it's time to talk about Mahershala Ali, Moonlight.
At some point, you got to decide for yourself who you're going to be. Can't let nobody make that decision for you.
Here is our winner, Jonathan. Mahershala Ali, he plays Juan, a drug dealer and mentor figure for the main character, Sharon. He is only in the first third of this film. Moonlight, as most of you probably know, it's in 3 acts. It's in 3 parts. We bounce ahead in time. He is a part of the first segment when our main character is a child. And this is such, for me, a stunning performance. Kind of like as we talked about with Casey Affleck in Manchester by the Sea. It's a reserved performance. It's subdued. He doesn't have big, shouty moments to get that Oscar nomination and win. It's just a beautifully done, nuanced performance that rings true. It's so lived in. He really feels like he's this guy. He becomes that character in his limited amount of screen time. I adore this performance by Mahershala Ali. I do think the right person won here. What do you think, Jonathan?
Absolutely. There's no doubt. And it's such a good performance that I initially thought he swept. Because I was like, there's no way. Like, what other option is there? And then obviously I remembered of what happened, but I completely agree with you. And sometimes when I hear about a performance like that, where it's very subdued, a little quiet, reserved, sometimes I hear that from critics and how amazing it is. And I watch the movie and I'm like, is it that, or are they just not doing much? Yeah. Sometimes I do think like that. In this scenario, I am completely on board. It knocks me out, and and again, he's not even really crying. He's not shouting, and still, because of that, it is like the most memorable performance in that movie. Mm-hmm. And obviously, I think that's part of the reason why the case of, oh well, he's only in the first third of it, and then he disappears. That's why that kind of argument against him like never stuck, because his performance is that good, that real, that almost comforting, that it's it just stays in your mind. It just stays in your mind forever. And I think as we follow the characters in the second act and the third act, you can still point back to Mahershala Ali.
Yeah, you don't forget about him.
Exactly. You never forget about him. So absolutely they got it right here.
Yeah, I mean, my first reason why he wins, as we're talking about, he creates a three-dimensional, fully realized character with a limited amount of screen time. I think that's impressive. He's not in the whole film. Like, his character could have been a part of the second act. Like, maybe we see him a few more times, like the Naomi Harris character. We see her throughout the whole movie. But he makes such a deep impression. Like that's all he needed to do, really. We think about him. And that's my second reason, is that his character's presence lingers over the rest of the movie. Like, even though we're not seeing him physically in the film, like, even toward the end, because he was such a compassionate father figure to the main character, we feel him. We feel his presence all the way till the end and that glorious final shots. I just think it's one of those rare circumstances where someone really pops in the first 30, 40 minutes of a film. And even though they're not in the rest of it, we continue to think about them the whole way through. Oftentimes, though, it is difficult if you're only in the first part of a movie to ultimately win the Oscar. Mahershala Ali had what he needed. I mean, it doesn't hurt that he starts the film like the opening beautiful roaming shot that doesn't cut for a while. We start the film on Mahershala Ali. So he's the first person we see in the movie. I think that helps. But my third reason he won the Oscar is his final scene in the film. At the dinner table, when the main character, the little boy, is asking him those questions. You know, are you a drug dealer? Did you give drugs to my mom? And the last time we see Mahershala Ali, it's from the side and he's starting to emote. It's not like full on his face. He's crying, but you can tell like this has really hurt his heart. And the final moment we have with him, that to me might be the best scene of the whole movie. It's so beautifully done. It's so sad. I think that's the scene he needed. That was the moment that got him the Oscar.
Yeah, it's such a well-written scene, again, without being way too hammy about it.
Yeah.
And that's, if I could steal something from the Rewatchables famous popular podcast, the Rick Dalton Award for the best effing acting I've ever seen in my whole life. that moment, I mean, it makes me want to like rewatch Moonlight like right now. That moment of those questions. And that's one of those scenes, I do agree with you. I think that's the last little push kind of in a way. But that was a combination of the writing, the directing, the cinematography, the choices by Barry Jenkins, the little kid actor. I apologize, I don't know his name. That was like a scenario where everything in tandem worked so well that it was that impactful that it just led him to a win right there.
Yeah. And it's a long scene.
Yep.
Takes its time. We're not rushing to get anywhere. You know, a lot of that scene is on Mahershala Ali's face and he's taking a breath. He's listening. You know, it's not like he's thinking, this is my moment. You know, it's like he becomes that character. And I do think like that final scene with him, with Juan, the drug dealer and mentor figure, I just think that's the push he needed to get the win. That's the scene that had to be there. So then when I get to my other two reasons, these are more basic. Reason number 4, Jonathan, is that Moonlight won Best Picture. It won the Best Picture Oscar. That helps, right?
Certainly.
To win an acting Oscar?
It definitely helps. People like your movie, chances are they'll like your performance too.
As we learned this past season, in supporting actor, it helped Sean Penn to win his 3rd Oscar for a film that wins Best Picture. But also you have supporting actress where she was the lone nominee, Amy Madigan. So we had like both ends of the stick there, the strongest film that gets Sean Penn in for the win. Amy Madigan, her film is not strong at all. So it's a case by case basis. If Moonlight had lost Best Picture to La La Land, I think Mahershala Ali still wins. Definitely. There's no one in La La Land to get into supporting actor. So I think it's still Ali. But his film being as strong as it was, winning Best Adapted Screenplay at the Oscars, winning Best Picture, like it was going to be tough at the end there for Mahershala Ali to lose.
Totally. Completely agree. And as we've seen, it doesn't matter which category, but Best Picture winners lately have been picking up an acting award as well. That's been happening for a few years straight now. So it, like you said, it's not concrete evidence, but it certainly helps. It certainly helps.
And the other main reason number 5, is Mahershala Ali winning at SAG. Like, he wins Critics' Choice and SAG. Those are the only two. But I do think that SAG win was key. There is a lot of love for him in the room. Those 2 speeches he gives, Jonathan, before his Oscar win are fantastic. Like, he gives lovely speeches at both Critics' Choice and SAG. But I do think the SAG win, that's what did it for him. Like, losing at BAFTA, losing at the Globes, it's not great. But as we have seen, like, just this past year, like, winning at SAG is important. All 4 winners at SAG this past season went on to win the Oscar. So I do think he needed to win at SAG. If SAG had gone to someone else and going into the Oscars, Mahershala Ali only had Critics' Choice, like, I don't think he wins, does he?
Maybe, again, because it won Best Picture, you could say maybe. But I think it does help that even though he only won, essentially 2 out of the 4 big prizes, it does help that the Golden Globe winner was Aaron Taylor Johnson. Like, circling all the way back, it certainly helps that it's this random, like, one-off win that he wasn't even nominated at the Oscars and Michael Shannon wasn't going to happen. So it's almost like, in a way, it's, you never want to lose for your chances, but it kind of like evened the playing field because it was such a random win.
Yeah, if Dev Patel had won at the Globes, he's nominated there in supporting actor. If Patel won the Globe and BAFTA, then it would have been more of a race. But because the field was fractured enough, it's like, well, Patel only has BAFTA. Aaron Taylor Johnson is not even nominated. It's like, well, who can beat him? There wasn't enough competition, I think, at the end of the day. I just think that SAG win did it. That's what got him the Oscar victory. So yeah, there was some chaos during the 2016-2017 award season in Best Picture, as we'll get to later this summer. And as we've been talking about this whole video, Jonathan, there was also some chaos, some uncertainty in Best Supporting Actor. Mahershala Ali did not have that in the bag. It seemed pretty likely by the nights, but he didn't sweep. He didn't win everything. We had some suspense here and there, especially at BAFTA, that going to someone else. So Best Supporting Actor for that year, what an interesting race. And I'm so happy at the end it was Mahershala Ali for his beautiful performance in Moonlight.
I just want to thank my wife, who was in her 3rd trimester during award season. We just had a daughter 4 days ago.
As much as I think this category is like pretty good, if anyone but Mahershala Ali won, like looking back on it, it would just be very strange. Like if Dev Patel was an Oscar winner for Lion, with all due respect, I'd be like, what? Like, why? Why did we
would be kind of questioning that now. Maybe not so much at the time. We would have been like, oh, he won BAFTA and he's good in that movie. It's in Best Picture. But I think like a decade later, we'd be like, that's a weird Oscar win.
Yeah. I went on for 5 minutes about how much I love Dev Patel, just using him as an example. But anyone else besides Ali, it would have been like, I don't know if they got that one right there.
What if the season begins with that shocker victory for Aaron Taylor Johnson at the Globes? What if it had ended with Michael Shannon winning the Oscar for that same film?
Well,
you would have been like, what?
Well, it would be hilarious. I will say that for the
he had a previous nomination.
Yeah, that is true. And just for Nocturnal Animals of all movies to be this bridge,
the bookend,
the bookend in this random category would be pretty funny.
Michael Shannon wins, and then Aaron Taylor Johnson's in the auditorium, like giving him a standing O. Well done.
Michael Shannon wins.
You brought
Suicide
it home.
Squad, Best Picture, just everything. Let's do it all.
So thanks for joining me today, Jonathan. This was so much fun. Always happy to have you on the channel.
Yeah.
I think most people know where to find you, but if you want to promote your channel, now would be the time.
Yeah. Well, thanks again so much for having me. There's always a good talk. Yeah, you can just find me at my name, Jonathan Fujii, on most platforms, YouTube, Twitter, Letterboxd, Instagram. You should find me.
Awesome. Thanks again for being here, Jonathan, and I will see you next time at the Awards Contender.